And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your friend Sheep Ludes. What a glorious Sunday. Look at me looking like I'm about to sing the worst song you've ever heard in the 1990s. I think it's the jean shirt, man. You know, it's not necessarily giving off Adam Duritz vibes, but it's pretty close to that. I know I dated myself with a Counting Crows reference right there, but it's all good. I'm a child of the 90s. Let's talk about the market in NBA 2K23, my team. Hooray. I was supposed to do this video yesterday, but honestly, I streamed it's not like a really long time. It's not like I did like a 24-hour subathon, but I was live for like 3.5 hours. All right, and then I had to record a literally 3.5 hour long podcast. So I was a wee bit tired. So let's talk about the market in general, right? Let's start with the All-Star packs. The odds are horrendous on these. I did a whole pack opening. Most of you watched it. Didn't pull a single opal somehow, even though I had quote unquote 8% chance. Whatever. So be it. My MT's back up. So, it is what it is. Well, let's talk about the cards in the actual set here for a second, because the cards in the set, I have none of them, of course, are solid. So we'll start at the bottom of the East, and then we'll go through the West, right? Jrue Holiday is probably the best budget point guard in this game. I would say the two best budget point guards right now are Jrue Holiday and then one of the grindable ones. Whether that be, it's all personal preference, Dennis Johnson, Spencer Dinwiddie, or honestly, Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd, I'm not kidding, put up the best fight against Ben Simmons in the qualifiers, which is astounding. You know what I mean? Jrue Holiday is better than those guys, though. For me personally, he has an inconsistent jump shot, but they did raise him up to 6'5", so he's a wee bit bigger this time, which is what's up. Jrue Holiday is just very well balanced. He's a defense first point guard. Now, that being said, is he going to be the greatest offensive contributor? No. But for the price he's going for, which is like a little under 50K or right around 50K, depending on when you're actually looking, he's very, very solid. DeMar DeRozan. A lot of these all-star cards are going to be very subjective as far as are they going to be a good fit for your team. It just depends on the players you like, the jump shots you like, and if you're interested. I didn't know that DeMar DeRozan, I always forget he has a Heath Ledger Joker tattoo, which is interesting. I think I've talked about when I went to high school, there was this kid who always dressed like Heath Ledger's Joker. I'm talking green hair, I'm talking full outfit, and he had multiple different outfits as well. And at the time, literally did not even think this was that weird. I was just kind of like, oh yeah, he's cosplaying or whatever. This was 2009, 2010. Now, I would be so shook if I saw this man walking around the halls of a school. There's no way I wouldn't be scared of that. But at the time, it was just oh yeah, there's a weird kid. You know what I mean? Sketch, dude. Sketch. Look, there's never gonna be a time in my life where I talk to Fred VanVleet, because we did go to the same high school. Flex, I guess. I didn't really know him. But if there's any question I ever would want to ask him, it has nothing to do with the NBA. It's, do you remember the kid who dressed as the Joker every day, who went to that high school? That's all I want to know. Anyways, DeMar DeRozan, totally tangent time. I just went off rails for a second. DeMar's good. I mean, DeMar's really good. It's just DeMar. You know what I mean? DeMar's the same every single year. There's nothing really different about him. The one thing I will say about DeMar is his jump shot is so incredibly clean. It is one of the easiest jumpers to green in this entire game. It's so consistent. It has a very pronounced green window. Timing-wise, it's not fast or it's not slow. It's just very, very good in general. He might be worth the 70K if I'm being honest. Jaylen Brown, once again, he has kind of consistent jump shot, like DeMar. I mean, all these cards are, at least for the most part, when you get in the lower rungs of opals, are somewhere between 45 and 70K. They were cheaper yesterday, but the bots got to them. Jaylen Brown, there's just something, he's aesthetically unpleasing with Jaylen Brown to me personally. I don't know what it is. He's very all-around solid. I would say DeMar, they're very similar in the fact that DeMar is very all-around solid, but he leans a little higher on offense with a little bit better of a jump shot. Jaylen Brown obviously leans a little farther defensively, so it just kind of depends what you're looking for, and it depends on your thoughts on the player in general. But I actually like Jaylen Brown's jumper, though. It's a little bit slow. Tyrese Halliburton's jump shot is heinous. I hate this jump shot so much. It's not the worst now that it's on quick, but man, is it not good. Like, it's just awkward. Just an awkward release point. Just awkward all around. That being said, if you're a Pacers fan, you want to run Tyrese, he's still good. I mean, you're not catching any of these cards for under 40K at this point since the bot's pulled up, but Halliburton's decent enough. I just don't think he's worth 40K. If you're going to get a dude with an inconsistent or kind of mid jump shot, you go get Drew Holiday. They're the same height anyway. There's really no benefit to running Tyrese. Julius Randle, shout out to King Julius. He's actually kind of decent. You know, he's 50K or under, which is solid. I actually like his jumper this year quite a bit. He's a little bit on the slower side, but he's altogether just straight up decent. Like, there's nothing wrong with King Julius in any way, shape, or form. Donovan Mitchell, I mean, we've all used Donovan Mitchell probably this year, so if you're not really loving Donovan Mitchell, maybe didn't like his moments card or something of that nature, I mean, there's not much to say about Donovan Mitchell. Like, we've had enough experiences with D-Mitch this year to know what's going on. He's a very, very good undersized point guard. Bam Adebayo, actually very sneaky solid. I don't mind his jump shot. Some people hate it. Some people hated it when we got his reward card a season ago. I never really minded it. It was just a bit slow. But the issue with this is they didn't give him his own jump shot on quick, so he's literally just a slightly better copy paste of this card. Like, I don't think he's worth this price at all, especially because anyone who's gonna like think to go get Bam Adebayo would probably already have the card anyway. I just wish they would have given him his jump shot on quick. If they give him his jump shot on quick, he is a very, very solid defense first power forward. But at this point, with the normal jump shot, I just don't think there's any reason to get him. KD is way too expensive for what he brings you. Now, if you're a Kevin Durant fan, then that's a different situation, right? Obviously. I don't necessarily think he's worth his price at this point, especially with so many available small forward, power forward options, but good. If you like Kevin Durant, just go grab Kevin Durant. Like, it doesn't really matter. He's not all that better than like the Kevin Durant cards we've gotten in the past, but he's KD. He's KD. You know, like, what more can I realistically say? It's KD. Kyrie, he's just slightly better than the one we just got. I mean, it's smarter to just grind the spotlight challenges, I guess, but if you don't want to do all that, 50K for the same card, not a big deal, I suppose. Just an undersized point guard. I like his dribble style, though. I do. And I'm not really a dribble guy, so can I say that it's like comp? No. But can I say that I like it? Yeah. Joel Embiid is actually really, really good. Something about his player build allows him to get more rebounds than anyone in the game. And I said this last year as well, and it stays true this year. He sets some of the most effective screens in the game. Obviously, there's nothing, and I mean nothing, that he does better than like Yao Ming. But I would say if your offense relies heavily on screens, he may be like the second best center that you can pick up. Him and Rudy Gobert, but Joel Embiid is a little bit better offensively. So that being said, I mean, if you're looking for a center, yeah, I mean, it's Embiid, you know what I mean? Tatum's Tatum. He has his jump shot is very hard to contest. That is the one super, super benefit of running Tatum. I ran into him in quals last night, and granted I won the game. I could not stop Tatum from shooting threes. The man was hitting contested threes like crazy. Super annoying. You'd be better off though, realistically. Like, because this card's a little bit over 100K. You would be better off going and grabbing a Flight School Tatum. You can find Evo'd Flight School Tatums with additional Hoff badges for under the cost of that one, and they're almost identical cards. So you'd be better off doing that personally, if you can. It's just going to be cheaper on you. Plus, you know, he's going to have the SIGs and stuff. I mean, I want to know how different are the SIGs between the two cards. I should probably look that up because I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head. I think they're identical, but let me verify first. So let me go ahead and verify the SIG situation here. I just need to know. Let me go ahead and Evo them real quick and hit the animations. Yeah, they're identical. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. The release timing, yeah, with the Evo brings them up to a quick release. So yeah, I mean, you'd be better off doing that. Oh, let's see. I mean, Tatum's good though. Giannis is Giannis. There's no point in talking about it. Honestly, if you got the MT for Giannis, yes, go get Giannis. Like, you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with this card. He's cracked. He's super cracked. Over to the West. Sabonis. Somebody said they touched this card. I haven't gotten a chance to run him yet since the quote-unquote touching, which is not a good way to say that. He seems fine. It's just 50K is a little much, man. Shea is fantastic. He's a phenomenal point guard. Just mad that he's over 100K personally, but he's very, very good. I love his release. I do. I'm so happy they didn't touch it. I really am. I really like Shea's release. I think that stems a lot from using Shea as much as I have this year, but I just like his release so much. But could be personal preference. Lauri Markkanen is fire. Looks like somebody might be doing a little MT sitch over here because he's non-badge upgrade Lauri Markkanen. But yeah, Lauri Markkanen's good. He's not that much better than his free pink diamond. I will say there's not a whole lot going on that's better. The quick jump shot definitely helps him out a little bit, and he has Michael Jordan dribble style, granted no dribble moves, so he can move a little bit better, but other than that, he's just slightly better version of that, same defensive tendencies and everything. Jaren Jackson's a monster, low-key. I actually haven't seen too many people run him, but he's sneaky good, and his release is very consistent. Like, from a load-up animation perspective, you're always kind of going to get the same timing with Jaren Jackson. Granted, it is a little bit slower. He is an extremely good 3-and-D power forward. John Morant's John Morant. Nothing to say here. Stephen Curry is Stephen Curry. He's overpriced because he's Stephen Curry. You know, there's not much you can really do there. Paul George is actually really good, and for 100K, he might be one of the better under 100K small forwards in the game. It's just that what Paul George brings you, I'm not sure if it's worth 90K. The reason I say that is the small forward, power forward position is just so overstuffed with talent, so it's just like hard to really say. Dame is Dame. I mean, if you want Dame, cool, he's like 75K. He might go up, though, because he did win the three-point contest, so it's possible he goes up. Maybe he gets an Evo into a Dark Matter or something. But he's like 50K. I mean, you can take the plunge if you want to. Luka's not the greatest, but he's Luka, so he's going to be expensive. Just understand that. Zion's good. Zion for a buyout is very good. Zion's still like a very good, very, very, very good small forward. Little undersized, but he's like a little bowling ball, and he just trucks people out of the way all the time. Jokic is the most gassed card that I'm surprised about from this set. Jokic might be like the money power forward to a lot of people at this current moment. One of the best jump shots in the game from like an easy to green perspective. That Pascal release is fire. Michael Jordan dribble style is a big man. I mean, he's 6'11". He can move like that. Badges are on point. Tendencies aren't great, but it doesn't matter when you got that player build. Over 100K, 200K is a little wild. And then LeBron, he's, I would say, small forward one, and it's not really close. You could say Giannis, it really just depends on play style. Like, the best way I can look at it is, like, if you're an offensive first player, probably going to like LeBron. If you're defensive first, you're going to like Giannis. He's the most annoying on-ball defender in this game. Ben Simmons is close, though. It's actually really close. Looking at the All-Star Saturday. Now, first things first, I'm going to touch on the lock-in, probably in the What to Expect video that I'm dropping a little bit later, but just know right off the bat that there's going to be more cards in this NBA All-Star Saturday thing. I would assume Jose Alvarado's in the mix somewhere. They might do something additionally with Mac McClung. You know, they might do something with like the Jazz players as well. Damian Lillard might be in the mix over here. But let's just talk about the cards we have. So the reason that I say that is because don't go spend all your MT thinking these are the only guys for the lock-in, because they're not. They're going to add more cards, obviously. So Jericho Sims sucks. I mean, he sucks so bad. I'm not going to hate on dude for his dunk contest performance, though. Like, that's some hater stuff. I don't care. I'm just glad you came out and did some stuff. Thanasis, I mean, he's actually not bad. Like, his jump shot is not terrible. Like, it's actually kind of decent. I felt like that last year, too. Like, I liked his... When he got that Sapphire, I actually liked his jumper quite a bit. Michael Jordan dribble style, too. Like, he's not horrible. He's just, like, very mid. He's like a mid-diamond. But he's a good budget card. Mac McClung. You can hear the cheers of white boys everywhere when this man won the dunk contest. I saw it all through Twitter, dude. Just the elation of private school kids that Mac McClung won the dunk contest. I mean, props to him, dude. He really showed out. That was some good stuff. But I have to say, you know, let's not look past Trey Murphy. Trey Murphy was kind of holding it down, too, if we're being honest. But Mac McClung's actually okay. I would assume he gets an updated card, though. I would. His price has actually gone up quite a bit since the dunk contest win last night. You can still get him for cheap though if you look hard enough. Like all the diamonds and stuff are like 5K at the absolute max. Colin Sexton isn't the greatest. He's very okay, but if you're looking to do some Jazz challenges and you don't have John Stockton, like Sexton can hold it down, dude. He's a little bit small. He's a wee little guy. I say that being 6'1" also, but he does everything pretty well. Buddy Hield is Buddy Hield. He's going to be good for triple threat offline, though, because you can just stroke with Buddy Hield, and he's going to match up with trash diamonds all the time, so that's going to be fun, you know? Kenny Martin Jr. is cool, I guess. He's a 6'5" small forward, not horrible. For our Rockets team, cool. Trey Murphy is probably the best budget small forward in the game. Trey Murphy is really good, actually. Like, I'm not going to gas him to the moon like I've seen other people do, because he is still, there's flaws, you know? Like, I don't think that Trey Murphy release is the greatest release in the world, but, you know, he can move a little bit. He's got really good defensive tendencies. That's something I've noticed they've done this year a lot, is they make, like, lower tier cards have cracked defensive tendencies. So I'm not sure they really mean anything anymore, or it's like they're trying to give those cards an advantage. You know, I don't know. He has a 98 shot 3-point tendency though, and that is an issue because he's going to get contested by the CPU anytime he tries to shoot a 3. So that's something that you kind of need to understand. But other than that, Trey Murphy's really good. Jabari Smith is good too, but there's just something about him that I can't explain that irritates me. Like, he just kind of trots around. He runs slow. He's got a small player build. I like his jump shot though. Kevin Huerter's Kevin Huerter. Like, if you played with Kevin Huerter before or Kyle Korver, like, you know what to expect. Jaden Ivey's okay. He's like a decent budget point guard, and there's not very many of them. He's 6'4" too, so he's got a little bit of size, but I think you're better off grinding for like Dinwiddie than running Jaden Ivey, though. He is not too bad. That's just me, though. A lot of cards were cheaper due to the qualifiers finally being over, so people are kind of nuking their collection now in anticipation for the actual 250K tournament. That will come a lot more today and tomorrow, just because, you know, some people are going to hold on to certain cards. Like, Yao Ming's not going anywhere. I promise. Like, there might be a few more Yao Mings because people just gave up on life after not qualifying the final day, but for the most part, like, he's not going anywhere. But guys like Kawhi Leonard are going to be up for a lot cheaper. You can get Kawhi for under 100K now. Lamar Odom's really cheap. I should have picked him up yesterday. They took that Cedi Osman release out, though. That made me mad. All of these cards are going to be super cheap. The reason being is everyone got 20 boxes from Limited. So a lot of people pulled these cards. JR's probably the most, no, Tatum's still the most expensive one, but JR's up there too. But you can get, like, Iguodala's still really good. You can get him for dirt cheap, you know. Stellar guys are still up in price. Not very many Ben Simmons up because Ben Simmons is going to be usable for a long period of time, but there has been a lot of Chets up, so let's kind of think about that for a little bit. I just need to know who at 2K is the Knicks fan, because we just consistently have been getting Knicks players this year. Just need to know. Obi Toppin, by the way, is not half bad. I just need to say that. He can't dribble, but he's actually kind of decent. He has like a 90 contest shot. So, like, if you're an off-ball god, like, he's actually pretty good. But, you know, that's besides the point. Now, I would advise not buying very many of these cards this weekend, especially for that lock-in, like I said, because we don't really know what they're going to do in regards to that lock-in for the All-Star 2023 set. So we still got the All-Star game tonight, so it's possible, you know, they're going to, well, then it's not possible. They're going to add another card or two for sure into this set just due to that. So we'll see. We'll know tomorrow morning kind of what they've done with that. I mean, you can expect all the winners to get a card in some form. It's just a matter of how they're going to go about it. Now, my theory on this is all the Saturday night winners, like the Saturday night winners, like Mac McClung, all those guys, they're going to get additional cards in this set, and the lock-in is going to be the All-Star MVP. That's my theory. The thing I will say, very, very possible that the All-Star MVP is LeBron. You know, he just broke the scoring record, something to kind of bank on a little bit. So it's possible. I don't know. Then again, they just released a Dark Matter, so I wouldn't bank on anybody being free, you know, at this point. So we'll see what's up, I guess. As always, it's been your friend Cheap Ludes. Hey, go watch the podcast, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow, man, for sure.